As you probably saw in my previous video about the NGK plugs, this is my website on the topic. And the main way that I'm telling which is a copycat and which is an original is this distance right here. You stick a piece of plastic in between the ceramic and the shell, the metal shell. That distance from where those two connect to the top of the shell will be these amounts right here. This is a list of authorized NGK distributors, and recently I've got copycat plugs from Summit Racing and AutoZone. And then I ordered from NGK.com and also got copycat plugs. I contacted the NGK spark plugs site, which is the true NGK in the United States. And they said, yeah, NGK.com is one of our distributors. They buy from us. I'm like, wait, something's fishy. I don't like this. Let me show you the rest of the story. To you old timers, you know where that phrase comes from. To you young'uns, you've missed out on a lot of good, interesting stories. This is the full story. If you want to pause the video now and read it. Yeah, I contacted NGK Spark Plugs and told them your distributors are also selling copies. I went to eBay and noticed that some of them are showing pictures of NGK plugs that are not that yellow golden color that all the copies are. I messaged a few of them, and one of them was very interesting. They said, we get our spark plugs from NGK USA Direct. Unfortunately, NGK does not make the spark plug 100% in Japan any longer. Our current inventory is assembled in Thailand, parts made in Japan. I'm sure the Japanese parts are the remaining parts from the Japanese location, which has shut down. Once it runs out, it will probably be 100% made in Thailand or somewhere else. So what's been going on, according to someone else on my motorcycle forum, that this has been happening over the past year. And that I think what's happening is that little by little we're seeing more and more of the copycats because of that shutdown of NGK in Japan and the running out of the original parts. Either that or the people that they've assigned the job of assembling those parts in Thailand are not doing a very good job. Maybe they're, I don't know. It's just something doesn't add up, and I'm tired of beating my head against this wall. I've got like the past 3 orders of NGK, fake. That's money thrown in the trash. If you've got a motorcycle and you have a nice strong ignition system, which I don't have on my little 48cc, I've got a weak ignition system. I tried the latest one I got from NGK.com, and it was running fine until I got to my test destination. And then at top RPM, it would not pull top RPM. I'm like, oh, hell. But I noticed the locals on their 2-stroke motorcycles, they're using these fake NGKs. And I don't hear them cutting out. I don't know if they're able to achieve the normal high RPM, but the engine sounds okay. And so I suspect that with a low voltage ignition that it becomes more critical. But on the other hand, these copies run too hot. If you look at the color change line on the ground electrode, you'll see that color change line is farther away from the end of that ground electrode than it should be. And that means that the spark plug's running too hot, which means you could get pre-ignition. Then just, double checking, people can get stories screwed up. So, it's good to have validation of a story from more than one source. I asked ChatGPT, do you have any information about the NGK factory in Japan closing? It responded, in March 2023, NGK spark plug, headquartered in Nagoya, Japan, announced plans to discontinue the manufacture and sale of certain insulator products at its, I think that's supposed to say China site, in Honda City due to declining demand and increased competition. And that's all the information it had. I found this graphic on the NGK website showing melted spark plug and melted piston from a fake NGK plug. So yeah, even if you can run okay on a fake NGK, it's not really advised because the heat range is off. For more information, I found this page on Web Bike World, and it's a statement from the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries saying that 60% of the spark plugs purchased in trap buys are verified frauds, passing off low-quality materials and inferior construction as genuine parts. The plugs have inferior ignition, causing poor fuel economy and difficult engine startup. They also overheat quickly. Riders would notice a major drop in power, particularly under heavy acceleration to load, which is what I experienced on this last plug that I tested. If you don't want to go through the trouble of measuring that distance in between the ceramic and the shell, just take a look at the color. Every fake one I've had so far had a nice golden color to it, not this color. I've got 2 or 3 of the original plugs that are like this. They don't have any yellow to their color at all. So I'm done trying to get a good original NGK. I'm going to Denso. So this is their website, and it looks like their list of authorized distributors is pretty much the same as what NGK uses. Got AutoZone, Advance, Napa, O'Reilly. Pretty much the same. So anyway, from the O'Reilly website, I got this listing of plugs. First, to take notice of the changeover from the NGK heat range to the Denso heat range. So for me, I'd be looking at a number 24. These are the 22s right here. This is the 24s. All of these are iridium, which is highly advised. When I first tried iridium on my KDX 200, I did notice a boost in performance. And you say, that's just fooling yourself. No. If you look it up, there's a study paper that talks about the spark power directly affecting the engine power, which is why on the most highly tuned race bikes, such as dragsters and such, you have a very, very strong ignition system. Last but certainly not least is a nice comment from Tom on my forum. And he said he's had good luck with Denso, and the quality looks very good with them, and that Champions are now made in China, and the quality is shit. It says corroded, bad gap, bent electrodes. It said Autolite has a very good price point over Champion, but ever since Fram bought them, they've definitely gone downhill. Interesting. So I guess that's about it for now. Tell me what you think in the comments. Do that measurement on your NGKs to see if they're fake or original. and go to this page on my website to read about this subject and look at the list of the Denso plugs that I have there. Thank you for watching. As always, take care and Happy New Year.